if you could trade the 2017 and 18 championship to complete the 73-win championship, would you trade those two championships to complete the 73?
So let me get the resume right. So we'd have 2 chips and a damn near perfect season.
Mm-hmm. Or three trips and a
blemish on the season. You see, I didn't want to say it. You see, I blacked out as soon as I had to even acknowledge it. 60. Oh man, I don't even know how to answer that question. I would say no, but I think for the rest of our life, I'll still be able to just laugh at 16, which is fine. It's fine. There's always gonna be that just like awkward acknowledgement of an amazing regular season and the finals run. But yeah, I'd say no. But
get you a Steph Curry in your life.
I'm glad I don't take myself too seriously.
Get you a Steph Curry in your life.
That was hard.
You don't have you a Steph Curry in your life. Get you a Steph Curry. Because if he said yes, this interview was over. My heart was broken. Get you a Steph Curry, because he mean yes.
Would you rather play a Boston who grinds your ass on the defensive end, who has they don't have the star power, but every time down the floor, or would you rather play, that kind of team, but they don't have stars, or a Brooklyn who's got 2 guys that are unstoppable, but all sorts of holes all over the team?
I remember playing against Dallas, who at the time had the fastest pace. It was Finley, Nash, and Dirk.
Oh, I remember those teams.
You don't want to play them. You just don't, because you just have no rest of thought. Because when those 3 on the court, you really have to be engaged every single play, because every play is a threat. I really thought Cleveland could have come back. I told someone, I called them early in the second half, I said, Cleveland's going to come back and win this game. But I didn't take into the fact that Durant is one of the best shooters ever to play.
Right.
But yeah, I could definitely, I'm like you. I would take them, but I would rather, play a team that doesn't have those options in the Boston and that as well. I agree.
On the surface, you look at that like, can Jason Tatum outplay Kevin Durant? That's a lot to ask. But this is where those matchups become such an important detail. Kevin Durant's going to be going against the best defense in basketball. And Jason Tatum's going to be going against an okay defense. Now, if the Nets double him all series long, that takes that decision out of Jason Tatum's hands. I trust Jason Tatum to make the right play, to get the ball to the short roll, make the right reads, and give the Celtics a chance to make plays on the back end. But in single coverage situations, Jason Tatum simply has a better selection of players to attack. He's going to be able to pick on Patty Mills. He's going to be able to pick on Kyrie Irving. He's going to be able to pick on Seth Curry. He's going to be able to pick on slow-footed bigs like Andre Drummond on the perimeter if he gets a chance. Durant's going to have he's going to have greater defensive players that he has to choose from who he's going to attack. You saw that specifically take place the last time the Celtics played the Nets and beat them up in Barclays Center.
Do y'all think the Suns have more of a chance to win or less than last year?
I don't think that they will win the championship.
I think they have less of a chance of winning and they're a better team.
Yes.
We thought they would win that
Yeah.
series last year. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild how basketball works. You know what I mean? Where you can be that much better and still it depends on who's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like just how the Bucks look and how that team operates, where everybody knows exactly what they need to do. I just don't. And then Giannis, and just having Giannis the best player in basketball, in my opinion. You feel me? Like, what are you going to do?
He's
with that?
better. His improvement this year.
Better. Yeah.
His improvement this year negates an entire team's
than
improvement
everybody else in the court. You know what I'm saying? No, regardless, Devin Booker could to turn into whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what are you going to do with Giannis? Giannis is still there. You know what I mean? Like, when
golfers age or they're injured, you get to the weekend, that's a lot of walking. It's a lot of shots. When I watched it, I thought, yeah, this is sort of what we were going to get. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, a guy coming off, it's one thing that we've seen him play with the back fusion and the bad knee. It's another thing to have an ankle shattered, right? I mean, any other sport. obviously the main team sports, but tennis, you name it, it's career over. I mean, he's got a rod through his ankle. You know, he's just the will and determination. And he mentioned this, I think, a couple days ago, that since he got out of the hospital bed where he spent 3 months, Colin, 3 months in a hospital bed.
That's insane.
And think about a guy like that who's just an alpha hard charger, never takes a day off, probably 30 years in his life, whether it's working out, playing golf, active. He didn't take a day off from out of the hospital bed till this week of just training, whether it was, and so he's like, some days were not as intense as others, but his drive to compete, this guy has more money. Can you imagine how much money he has in the bank? Can you, I mean, what he's accomplished, his fame, what's he doing this for?
Who is Trayvon Walker to you, Voch? Like, obviously he's came out of, his rise has been outstanding.
Sure. Dane Brugler was on this early, but I guess he was getting the feel for like athleticism and what guys around the league were saying. But to be fair, because I'm always honest to me and my evaluation for it, and Trayvon Walker on film is a very raw player. Doesn't really have the tool belt just yet. He wins with just, his own natural ability. Like, you don't see him setting up moves, playing A, playing B, things of that nature. So I can't, in good faith, put him way at the top of my list just because of athleticism. Because every year we get guys that fail because they're just athletic, But these guys that come into the league and they're like the more technician guys, the technician guys are the ones that, they make big noise early, but then they hang around later. You know what I mean? So it's all about floor and ceiling. So in my rankings, I got Hutchinson and Karlaftis over Thibodeau and Walker. Not to say that anybody's going to be a better player, a good or a bad player or whatever. Just in terms of what I like, Trayvon is really raw. He can develop, that tool belt, but he just ain't got it right now.
Guys going at it. Josh and Odell went at it all game, man. And it was, there was build up to that week. We challenged Josh, like, Josh, you got Odell, like, you got to make it count. We're gonna have you on him all game. Third down, we're gonna press him. We're gonna have to play some man. We'll bring some help, but it's you on him all game. And Josh was such a competitor that he loved that. Like, he wanted to be on an island. He wanted to be by himself. I don't need help. I'll play man all game on him. Like, wherever he lines up, I'm going. So we gassed him up all week. And then the game came around, and like they made eye contact in pregame, and I was like, oh my God.
It's on.
Yeah. And they started going at it, and we were up big, and they started coming back, and like the momentum was shifting. Like, we went from being, we're going to run away with this game, we're going to stomp them out, to like, like, it's starting to, the tides are starting to change a little bit. Odell caught a ball, started barking at Josh. Josh started barking at him, and then it ultimately came to a head there with that. They had that little scrum there. We'll call it a scrum. So I think that was in the fourth quarter. So, man, it was just two guys going at it all game.
What's the best, most remarkable aspect of Derek Carr's new contract? It's not the money, it's the no trade clause. For really talented people, artists, athletes, Wall Streeters, tech superstars, it's not about the annual income. There's a sea of money and they'll always make it. It's the ability to control your future. That's why the great artists have often gone to court to get out of contracts, so they're available to the entire market. Only 8 players in the entire National Football League have the ability to say, no, I'm not going there. Derek Carr, at the end of this contract in 3 years, will have that power. It's not about the money for Derek.